So the original vision for us was to be, the difference in payment processing overall by bringing, innovative technology as far as like the newest of terminals, marketing, the newest and the best POS systems on the market. We work with businesses of all sizes, some of the small mom and pop shops all the way up to multi-location furniture stores, B2B wholesalers as far as CBD. We've done a lot, but we're catering to these markets that are really getting hit super hard.
Welcome to Business Ninjas, brought to you by WriteForMe, where you'll hear from business leaders who are out there growing their business and slaying it every day. Learn from the masters. Let's get started.
All right. Well, Hayden, let's dive in. Thanks for coming on the podcast. Thank you for joining us here on Business Ninjas. We're excited to learn about the company and what you've been up to and what next year looks like for you. So maybe to level set, if you could let us know the company name, the website, and what your role in the company is.
So we're ExpiTrans Merchant Services. We are based in Rancho Santa Margarita, California. We focus on merchant services, specifically credit card processing. We've been in business a little over 19 years now.
Wow.
And what we've been doing primarily is, a lot of low risk retail credit card processing, such as things like retail terminals, physical POS systems. Also, we do work on e-commerce as well as mobile payments as well, specifically more so geared toward all industries of all risk spectrums. So things as simple as restaurants, boutiques, all the way up to, e-commerce CBD websites, travel websites, nutraceuticals, etc.
Wow.
Yeah, we've been hard at it.
That's wild. Yeah, 19 years. Geez, it must have changed so much from the beginning to the end. Maybe you could tell us a little bit about your arc, how you got to the present opportunity and level set us on how you got here.
So I started off actually as an appointment setter with ExpiTrans. So I was actually telemarketing and setting appointments for, the agents that were in prospective areas that were getting on our appointment setting program, which is one of our market differentiators as to what makes us a very popular ISO to work with. And then I worked my way up into managing that department and then moved the entire team remote, hiring professional call centers, work from home telemarketers. These were all very popular ways for us to market ourselves and get our foot in the door and, work with some of these business owners that may not have any idea as to how much they're paying in their fees overall. Maybe they just don't have great customer service. We do deal with a slew of things that business owners are either incurring problems with or don't even know that there's actually a problem. And then I started working more on the digital marketing side of things, bringing some of the, low to high risk lead acquisition onto that digital platform along with my other team, or the other members of my team, excuse me. And that's where I'm at right now. I also do sales. I'm also working on getting into ISV channel sales, which is more on the integration side, building those partnerships, getting merchant accounts from them while being their preferred payment processor, just to put it in short. We're also, I'm looking more into getting into the social media side of things and working at, stuff as far as Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever way we can get our, name out there. That's what I'm looking to do more so this year.
Wow, you've got a lot on your plate.
And I do.
So if if the company started 19 years ago, again, the industry's been through some giant transformation. So I wonder what the, kind of the original vision was and then how that's grown over time.
So the original vision for us was to be, the difference in payment processing overall by bringing, innovative technology as far as like the newest of terminals, marketing, the newest and the best POS systems on the market. We even have our own proprietary POS that we work with that's geared toward restaurants called SmartTab, that has really taken, a pretty big leap in, providing, some of the fastest transaction speeds, bringing some of the hardest to find features on a normal restaurant point of sale system straight to the front, especially for managers. So that way, whether they're taking away or adding inventory, for example, sometimes it's really hard to access reporting, to see your day-to-day sales or, basically seeing the trends of what you're seeing on certain days, seeing what days are your busiest, maybe you're not so busiest. It's a really nice POS system. And we've actually kind of gone a bit of an extra step with it, taking into account the restaurants that were working with us in the early stages, taking their feedback on it, what they would like to see, and doing our best to really tailor this to be the best point of sale system on the market. The company originally started in San Francisco, but we've worked into doing a white label partnership and working on further development for this point of sale system, and really doing the best to make it our own and really corner the market with something that is a little bit higher end on as far as the price, but literally brings everything to the table that other point of sale systems won't.
Wow.
So that's pretty big. We were doing a lot, as far as high risk as well. And again, another market differentiator for us, bringing the best virtual terminals, payment gateways, e-commerce integrations, which is the majority of how the market focuses. Also, with CBD, which has really hit the market the last 2 to 3 years after, Elevon taking on the unnecessary risk, as what these banks would call it, and working with them, we ended up really jumping on that train, getting as many solutions on board, trying to find the best of the best for these clients that were left high and dry after that. And we've,
Right.
as I'm proud to say, actually found one. It's called Green Light Payments. They've been absolutely amazing to us with our online, CBD companies. They're also working with the guys that are a bit smaller, in the startup phase, on very flexible terms. It's been really great having them. Now they're doing the retail side for us, as well as with Merrick Bank, who we are direct ISO of as well on the TSYS platform. And it's honestly been one of the best years in payment processing for us, just with all these new markets that we've been able to tackle, but specifically that one, and where I'm finding a lot of success as well.
That's great. And
Thank you.
What would the mix be, I guess, between sort of the retail versus the online, portions of your business? Or is it roughly 50-50, or how has that changed over time?
So we are strongly, I would say probably about a good 80-85% retail, and then I would say 15% high risk, at least from what I've seen from the time that I've been here. But we've been doing both for the entirety of our existence.
Wow.
So how it's changed really, in this, segueing into, the COVID years, because I got hired in 2018.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So we not even 2 years later, we were, dealing with having to move people to online payments platforms, whether it be a payment gateway with, such as a mobile solution like NMI, Authorize.net, or, doing an e-commerce integration by using either one of those two companies, building bar sheets to, help move these people into using platforms like Shopify, BigCommerce, WooCommerce, which are the top three that we really do work with. It's been quite a bit, and it is generally a much bigger revenue driver too, because usually contactless payments, that have to be keyed in, whether it's by the merchant or the customer themselves, usually incurs, a much higher fee because of the risk factor of those payments, which was a huge revenue driver for us. And we were able to keep a lot of people operating, in states that had stricter lockdowns, even, for example. So, we were the type of company that really we were trying to make things happen for people and keep the show going for them. Our client retention remained really strong as well. I don't have that data for you right at the moment, but I out of my own personal portfolio, just to give an example, only lost about eight clients over the course of those 3 years that we were, incurring lockdowns. In states like California, New York, where we do a lot of business. I do a lot of business in Florida. I also do a lot of business overall in, Texas here, where I reside currently as well. Did move during COVID like the rest of the Californians, so just kind of like hopped on that bandwagon, but been doing a lot here locally. It's been an amazing year for us, and we're looking to do a lot more in the next year.
That's great.
Thank you.
What types of customers are sort of your ideal customers? Is it like a certain revenue amount, certain number of locations? Like, what's the sweet spot for you? Where do you guys shine, and how are you helping those folks succeed?
So we work with businesses of all sizes, some of the small mom and pop shops and some even the pop-ups that, go to these farmers markets, some of these other events that are, working with the local small businesses, all the way up to multi-location furniture stores, B2B wholesalers as far as CBD, where we're doing a lot there. Hometown Hero, it was actually boarded out here. They're a local company here in Austin. they're doing about $1 million a month in processing. And one of our internal guys that actually is the director of recruiting got that account for us. But I would say really our sweet spot is right now with restaurants. And as you know, with the COVID years, a lot of restaurants ended up closing, or they were, dealing with a lot of, revenue loss as far as trying to keep employees on. And, the whole thing with the Paycheck Protection Program came out that, being able to keep them open. But providing them with, better ways to accept payments, that is really just all I would have to say. We do work with all industries, but the biggest sweet spot for us has been restaurants, furniture stores, smoke shops, even. And smoke and vape has been one of those other gray area industries now with the banning of shipping products that happened under Trump. And then CBD coming into a lot of these vape shops too, kind of threw them into a little bit more of a gray area. So e-commerce, for that industry really died as well, with them not being able to ship by FedEx, USPS, DHL, and whatever private courier was out there, they were getting busted. The only way to really do it is now, in the B2B space, card present, and you're doing it all by free. So we've done a lot, but speaking mostly from this year, it's just that's where our sweet spots are at. We're catering to these markets that are really getting hit super hard. So
yeah, right. Wow. Well, it's good to hear that everybody's starting to come back, right? It's awesome that you helped your customers kind of survive and thrive through a totally challenging period. That must have been crazy.
And there's still, some of them are incurring challenges, but we're doing our best to help them out.
That's great. And how are folks able to find you? I'm sure you've got, outreach going on. So what are the major social media channels where people can come to find you and learn more?
So we do have Facebook. We do have Instagram presence as well. Not a whole lot on LinkedIn as of late, but we're hoping to change that here in the near future. But usually most of the people that hear about us are going to be from referrals from clients. That's really a big revenue generator in our industry, is doing well for those so that we would get the referrals. And then organic website traffic on Google, managing that way. We actually just rebuilt our website last year. Great. And we're looking at, revamping again. There's nothing wrong with, doing that. I mean, you see other platforms like Indeed, ZipRecruiter, consistently making changes to find out what works, et cetera.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a never ending task, right? Your website's never done.
Never. Never.
Right on. Well, Hayden, thanks for coming on the show today. It was great. We appreciate it. Learn more. And we'll look forward to continued success from you in 2023.
Yes, sir.